Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon White 2. So in the last part we entered the Espiritia gym. We faced off against the new gym leader Cheren, and we of course have gotten our very first badge. And now we're gonna be heading towards our next gym, which is in Virbank City. Now the way that we actually get to that city is by essentially just traveling towards the right side of Route 20. Yeah, meaning that now we can actually get past the guy that was actually logging our progress before. Oh, and also now that we have gotten our first badge, now you can get stuff like Great Balls, Super Potions, Antidote, Paralyze Heal, Awakening, Burn Heal, Ice Heal, Escape Rope, and even our Repels. Now, just before you enter Route 20 again, you're going to be interrupted by Bianca. Who forgot to give you this feature back in Espiritia City. Yeah, I may as well go over this now, just because there is definitely a lot I'm going to be talking about when it comes to that. Yeah, but anyways, everyone. Now, the feature the thing that she's going to be giving you is actually a brand new feature for your Pokedex, which I think is definitely a first for the series. And I definitely know something like this was brought back for Sword and Shield. But anyways, everyone, it is a feature called the Habitat List, where it lists each area that you have visited, along with every Pokemon that you have seen or caught that can be found within the area. Now, each area's entry is divided into three parts: a field section, a serpent section, and a fishing section. The field section has all the Pokemon that can be found: the tall grass, the dark grass, the rustling grass, walking in the caves, and dust clouds, and also the flying of Pokemon's shadows. And then the serpent and fishing sections, of course, have Pokemon that could be found in the water normally, and those in the rippling water as well. Now, the habitat list will only include Pokemon that can be found through most random encounters. Yeah, meaning a Pokemon that can only be found through swarms, gifts, and also overworld encounters. They will not be included. And also Pokemon that are version exclusives are only part of the habitat list in the version of the game that you are playing. Now each Pokemon entry is universal. Now, seeing a Pokemon once anywhere, whether it be in the wild or during a trainer battle, will automatically register it to every area that Pokemon can be found. And also, once a Pokemon is acquired by any means, every area will automatically register that Pokemon as caught for its entry. And also, when you have seen all Pokemon that can be found in the field, surfing, or fishing sections of the area, then that section's tab will be decorated with a gray icon of a Pokeball, and its page will be stamped with a hollow Pokeball outline. And then, after you have caught every Pokemon available in a section, an exclamation mark will appear on the tab to notify you that the section has been completed. Now, once checked, the stamp of the page will become red, and the exclamation point becomes a red and white colored Pokeball icon. And then when you have caught, every Pokemon available in all 3 sections of an area, that area's name on the list of areas will be decorated with a large gray shadow resembling a Pokeball. Now, another thing is that there are going to be a few NPCs within the game that are going to give you some rewards for completing the areas habitat list. Yeah, that's something that I'm gonna go more. Yeah, now I will only cover those when we actually get to those points. Yeah. Okay, now as you saw, as soon as we first entered this route, we had the rippling. Now we saw the rippling of water. Yeah, meaning that once you have obtained your very first badge, now we can actually get to the Pokemon that now we can of course encounter the Pokemon that we could get through fish, that we could get through the rustling grass, and also the rippling of water too. Meaning that now if we want to grind a level, so from the Shadownos, you can do that. But anyways, everyone, now once you get past this trainer here, we are gonna get interrupted again. But instead of Bianca, this time we get interrupted by Cheren, who is gonna teach you how these dark grass works. Now, for those of you who don't know how, for those of you who forgot how the dark grass works, now essentially the Pokemon that you find there the Pokemon that you find there are gonna be more higher leveled, and sometimes you may get into a wild double battle. So make sure you are prepared for that. So essentially, just take a caution for that. Yeah. But anyways, everyone. Now, since we are just gonna be going through the rest of this route to find all these trainers, and maybe if I just happen to get lucky enough, happen to find Venipede within the dark grass. Now, I may as well go over what I did during my prequel playthrough. And then actually being me going over the Pokemon, the Pokemon's anime appearances. Yeah, once again I am gonna be going back to that again. Now the main reasons as to why I chose to do that during my prequel playthrough is because, for one, I didn't have anything major to talk about when it comes to what is being currently shown on screen, and B, and two, I only covered the Pokemon that we encountered during our playthrough. Yeah, it wasn't every Pokemon, just the ones that we got to encounter during the playthrough. Yeah. Yeah, it will essentially be the same ordeal here. Okay. So starting off is Oshawott. Now after the Unova anime, okay, excuse me. Sorry, but anyways, back to what I was saying now. Now, as for Oshawott, Now, after the Universe anime, Oshawott still got plenty of appearances, outside of outside of the series, especially for Horizons, because of a certain character in that series. Actually starts off her journey. Actually starts off her journey with a Oshawott. And that Oshawott has now fully evolved into Cimarron. That's definitely worth something, right? Oh yes, right. Now you're seeing here now. Now Hugh says that Cheren definitely knows a lot of things. It's because he faced off against the Team Plasma in the past. And so he has decided that he wants to get more stronger than Cheren. And he tells us to essentially fill up our Pokedex and just to back him up. Yeah. And then while you talk to him again, here, yeah, he'll say that he has to get stronger than Team Plasma. Yeah, Team Plasma is definitely also a major reason as to why Hugh wants to become a strong trainer. Now, but there is a whole other reason for that. Yeah, and that is something that we of course are going to be getting into. But anyway, as you can see, yeah. Now, not only did we get our Venipede encounter, but we also got our very first double battle. So yeah, we essentially got a 2 for the. So yeah, we essentially got a 2 for the price. So yeah, we essentially got a 2 for the. So yeah, we essentially got 2 for the price of 1. Yeah. Oh yes, everyone. And I guess I should point this out too. Now the music. Now as for the music that is currently being played right now. Yeah, the music that usually plays when you get into a wild double battle, and also when you encounter Pokemon through the rustling grass and also the rippling water. Now that music has this music has also not been changed. Well, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Yeah, I still like this music. Yeah, I'm just saying now. I'm just saying that it has not been changed. Okay. Now, Venipede, hopefully you get caught with this. There we go. Alright, now we got Venipede, the centipede Pokemon. Yeah, Venipede is still your poisonous centipede. So, of course, the best. So you just have to be sure that you don't touch it, because otherwise, of course, you'll get poisoned. But anyways, everyone. Now on to the next Pokemon, that actually being Snivy. Now after the Universe series. Snivy only got one background appearance in the Alola series, and the main reason why Snivy got several appearances and journeys, it was only because it was still Ash's Snivy, yeah. And while Snivy did get one appearance during the Alola, Horizons series, but that was only in the very first episode, and we still have yet to see Snivy ever since that episode. Yeah, which is honestly a darn shame. Yeah. But anyways, everyone. Now on to Bertrand. Now after the Universe anime, Bertrand did make a few appearances during the Carlos anime, and it also got a few appearances in Journeys. And it did get one major appearance during the Horizon series. Because if you recall that one episode where we got introduced to Palafin, yeah, I believe we saw this one trainer who had not one but two Bertrands. So yeah, that's probably the only time in recent years that we really got a stupid Cheren. But there's everyone. As you can see, now we're gonna get our very first rustling grass encounter. And it is... Oh, I see. Dunsparce, eh? Well, I guess I suppose that's something too. But anyway, always everyone. But anyways, everyone. Now on to Pearline. Now, while Pearline didn't exactly get that many appearances within the Universe series, and while it did get a few background appearances during the Carlos anime, and maybe a movie or two appearance in the background of several movies after the Universe series as well. And it also got only like a few appearances during Horizons, and that's really about it. But anyways, everyone, now we got Dunsparce, the land snake Pokemon. Yeah, even though it is called a land snake, yeah, did you know that Dunsparce can actually fly? Yeah, for those of you that don't know, yeah, now for those little tiny wings that Dunsparce has on its back, yeah, Dunsparce can actually fly. Fly with those tiny little wings. Yeah, and it was definitely shown within the anime episode of the Universe series, where Ash wanted to catch one, and he missed his chance, and the Dunsparce got away by flying. Yeah, so can you really call it a land snake? You know, considering that Dunsparce can literally fly. But anyways, now let's see what you got. Kimya? Oh, really? Okay, sure. Okay, so if we actually encountered Audino instead of like a Dunsparce within that rustling grass just now, then this Dunsparce would have been our very first Dunsparce. Yeah, now this would have been our very first Dunsparce encounter. Yeah, how do you like that, huh? But anyway, always everyone. Now continuing on from that is P-Dove. Now, after the Universe series, P-Dove got like one appearance during the Carlos anime, and it got one appearance within the Alola series, and I definitely know that it got one major appearance within Journeys, because of that, because there was one episode in Journeys where a P-Dove actually crash landed in front of Chloe's in front of Chloe's house. So she and her family decided to take care of it until they could find its home or its trainer again. But in the process of that, actually made Yamper jealous. Yeah, and the Yamper definitely got annoyed by the fact that P-Dove really loved to sit on Yamper's back. Yeah, Yamper really didn't. Yeah, in that episode, Yamper really didn't like that P-Dove that much. But anyways, everyone, now on to Oh yes, right. Oh yes, right, everyone. Oh yes, right, everyone. Oh yes, right, everyone. And I guess I should point this out too. P-Dove also got a few more appearances in journeys, in journeys as well. But it is still yet to make a single appearance within Horizons. Well, maybe we'll find. Well, maybe we'll get to encountering P-Dove. Maybe. Yeah, that is definitely a big maybe because, yeah, when it comes to the anime, you may never know which Pokemon is going to be appearing in which episode. Yeah, you simply just have to guess. Yeah. But anyways, everyone, since we are just gonna since we are just done with this fight, which means, yeah, this will definitely be the last one. This is definitely the last fight. Yeah, this is, and with this battle being the very last one for this whole route, which means is that the only place to go to is definitely in Virbank City. And so we're definitely gonna do that, starting with the next part. And so to then I'll see you guys next time.